Happy Women's Month. Sanbonani Dumelang Molweni Mzansi Africa, and welcome to your #1 youth show. This is Expressions right here on SABC. Every year during August, uMzansi Afrika uphawula inyanga yamanina. Elilixesha ke lokutholela umnqwazi amagorhakazi angenabatha adlala inxaxheba ekwakheni ikamva eliqaqambileyo. The month pays tribute to the historic Women's March of 9 August 1956. Babhinqa umfutshane besuka mbombozone leweli belwela inkululeko. The Courageous Act became a defining moment in South Africa's struggle for freedom, equality and human rights. Kanti kuthiwa Wathint Abafazi, Wathint Imbokodo. You strike a woman, you strike a rock. Londo leyo mbukeli yasikhumbuza nge-unwavering strength, courage and determination of South African women. Masirhabule sifince sive kumanina oMzantsi Afrika.
Women empowerment is crucial and it has a huge impact, especially with regards to addressing social ills.
For the women, the 45%, it made us think it is actually possible to get into parliament.
I think also having women representing us in parliament and in leadership spaces, they can make decisions for women instead of men, like men deciding what women need, what women want.
So in the various industries, your mining sector, your engineering sector, although there are women, it's just the conditions are not safe and conducive for women to prosper.
We need to look at the emancipation of South Africans of colour. We need to look at the class issues as well, because as long as those things remain barriers, then regardless of whether you're a woman or not, they will affect you, right?
I think having intergenerational conversation is important, and having such conversation is important because you can't say that you want women to be in leadership, you want them to empower, but you're not giving them the access, you're not having conversation to uplift them.
At the core of it is to begin to educate women about what we're going through, have these conversations, but moreover, intentional action, because democracy ultimately is an action word and liberation is.
Ezongxoxo sinazo ke thina apha Expressions. Interesting views coming from young people. Joining me on this very important discussion is Dr. Vivian Mukome, who is a social activist and who's also into property. Alongside her, we have Fatima Moyane. Yena ke usuka pha with Dignity Organic Biodegradable Sanitary Pads. Kunuka kamnandi apha studio. Bahle bagezile manina. Happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month.
Ninjani?
Bless you, kunjani?
Oh, we are blessed as Expressions to have such phenomenal and beautiful women. Ndiyafuna uqala ngawe Dr. Vivian, because umsebenzi wakho mhle kakhulu. I mean, kwi-property coming from technology, and we understand i-theme yalo nyaka ithetha about empowered women, empower a nation. When you reflect on the theme, what did empowerment look like for you xa uqala umsebenzi?
For me, Nyabong, and thank you so much for having me here, and to our viewers, thank you. And I'm hoping that you will be enjoying this discussion. For me, it's all about winning and ensuring that I'm not winning alone, and I have other women winning with me.
Yeah. I love that because, I mean, ngesixhosa kuthiwa intaka yakha ngoboya benye, and we want a generation of women that are able to fix each other's crowns. Fatima,
yes.
Usuka from a dim world for you to shine in the hearts of the Eastern Cape, where kuthiwa no, into nje, it's not possible. But you made it possible. Take us through your journey. What was that defining moment for you, njengenini uqonda, you know what, I'm gonna make it?
Good day, and thank you so much for nibenati namhlanje. I come from humble beginnings. I was born in PE, and then Akulele Bilin, in a very small town in the Eastern Cape, between King Williamstown and East London. And I've always been a dreamer, and I've always just wanted bigger and better for myself. And I thought to myself that, I think there's more than where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And my place of birth or where I come from does not determine who I am. So as I said, I've always been a dreamer. So at 19, by myself, no one, I took that leap of faith and I came to Joburg. And I've been here since.
And look at you, you're still standing, thriving and beautiful.
Still standing.
Yaqala ngephupha lento.
Yes.
And now go and qinisekile into yokubana yaqala kanjalo. But it has certainly not been easy. Ezifikile imvula kodwa lididumela ndlula. Mhlambe xa webelana nathi about some of the challenges that you had to go through, and ungathi intoni eyenza into yokubana ubambelele until today?
Look, it hasn't been easy. I always say leadership is lonely. You know, it's been a lonely journey. But where there is a vision, there is a provision.
Yeah.
You know, it all starts, you're right, it all starts with a dream. You know, I had a dream, and a dream of better future, and not only for myself, but for the next generation to come. You know, so that dream that kept me going, even though it wasn't easy. It's not easy. There are a lot of challenges. It's not easy being in this space as a woman, especially the space that initially it was mainly male dominated. You know, so it's not easy. But the dream of having a better life for my children and the next generation to come, and also leaving a mark. I want to be remembered as that woman, you know, that took a risk. I mean, I've been in corporate for more than 10 years, and I resigned. I mean, I resigned at the age of 32. That was a risk. And I normally joke and say I didn't resign from a job, but I resigned from a career, the career that I worked for years. And when I took that decision, I mean, to start my journey in an entrepreneur where there's no salary, that was a risk. There was no salary. The only option I had was winning. And I remember when I left corporate, I said to myself, winning is the only option. That was the only thing I had. You know, the problem when you have a plan B, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I didn't have a plan B. Plan A is all I had. And I had to make it work, no matter what. So was it easy? No. But was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it.
I like that, taking a risk.
Yeah.
And Fatima, kubuhlungu ukuthatha i-risk njengoba sisho into yokubana she did not have a plan B, she had a plan A. And we see a lot of women besuka endleleni bephelelwa ngamandla. Mhlambe, what would you say, because kumsebenzi wakho usebenza namanina, what is the stumbling block for us as women to be afraid to take that risk? Kunalo mbuzo omkhulu othi, what would you do if you were not afraid?
Hey, here's Lombuzo is here. Because you ask yourself, lo mibuzo nawe by yourself, ukuthi lento ndiyenza yiyo na. But you know, when you have, when you know and you're determined to win and you know your why. For me, like Viv was saying, I didn't have family in Joburg to fall on. So bendixhomekeke kum, and I depended on myself. Neemfundiso zabazali play a role. I think the upbringing of my parents and being so scared to disappoint abazali really pushed me to know that, number one, andinafamily lapha. Number two, I've just got myself. And I never wanted to disappoint my parents because I'm the firstborn ekhaya and I've got siblings, so they look up to me. So I never wanted to disappoint my family, my brothers that look up to me. And I knew that ndisuka kude. For me to get here wasn't easy. It is not easy. It's still not easy for both of us. But we have each other, and when you find a partner in someone that understands you and that wants you to win just as much as they want to win themselves, and with the same vision, it makes it easy.
Beautiful.
Fear becomes easy when you've got someone to hold your
Fear
hand.
becomes easy. And I mean, what would you do if you're not afraid? So, veluqale namhlanje with what you have. And ndiyafuna ukuza kulomba, because I mean, you've just mentioned that you've worked in a male-dominated industry, and we know the historic women, you know, abaphuma, over 20,000 women belwela inkululeko in a male-dominated industry. Did you feel like you had to work twice to prove yourself? Into yokubana nami le nto ndiyakwazi uba ndiyenze njengenina?
Unfortunately, it's like that. That's a society, esizithola sikuyo, and it's a system. It's unfortunate that the system it's not yet designed to favor women. But there's one thing that I like about South African women, and I like saying this jokingly. You know, there's something about us. You know, I'm gonna make this joke. I was joking with the team, Ingiti. You know, I don't want to mention a name because I don't want to promote anybody. I said, as lo mama lentombazana ni, where there was a court case happening, I said, it's obvious she's not a South African woman. If the mother was a South African woman, there's no way ingane yakhe ni bebazomthuka on social media besathula. You know, because we South African women, it's if the mother was a South African woman, bekazoya lapha ne court akhohlwe ukuthi akafakanga iwig ne makeup, athi not with my child. So that's a spirit that we have as South African women, the fighting spirit is in us, the spirit of resilience. Noma kubuhlungu ne, you still want to push on and go on. That's the thing about South African women, you know. And if you look at our history and how this country was liberated, it is through women.
And that spirit lives on.
It is from our Lillian Ngoyi to Bomamu Winnie Mandela. That spirit is still there.
Sinothulela umnqwazi for making sure that lo moya uyaphila phakuni ayikuphela kuni kodwa for generations to come. Mbukeli, we continue with the discussion. What do you have to say? Be sure to be part of our social media platforms. Ewe kaloku uluvo lwakho lubalulekile. Let's take a break. You're watching Expressions. Welcome back. You are still tuning in to your #1 youth show. This is Expressions. Saqhubeka kaloku Mbukeli nokuthulela umnqwazi amanina omzantsi Afrika. Kanti ugxa wami Azaria Khoza udlane undlebe namanina, and this is what transpired.
Ngibonge kakhulu kuwe Kholosa lapha e-studio ngibingelele Mbukeli kulesi sigaba sohlelo. Njengoba wazi ke Mbukeli ukuthi inyanga kaNcwaba inyanga yokubungaza amalungelo abantu besifazane lapha eNingizimu Afrika. As Expressions ke, we are out here with a group of ladies to try and find out ukuthi ingabe isigaba abantu besifazane sebesihambile eminyakeni engamashumi-mathathu edlulile lapha eNingizimu Afrika sesiside kangakanani na. I just want to do a bit of reflection with you. We know that in the past 30 years sathola inkululeko yethu. Right now eParliament more than 45% of the members of parliament are women. Do you think that i-colors ziyavuleka for women to occupy spaces and also have that representation yabantu besifazane, especially in leadership?
I feel like it's a great improvement because prior 1994 to 1994, we didn't see that. You know, it was men in power. So it shows that women are ready to lead the country, be in decision-making authority. So it shows that we're doing great progress within the country.
Looking back into the past 30 years, I think for the women, the 45%, it made us think it is actually possible to get into parliament, because now you have the idea, oh no, I see una lady, I can actually do this. I can actually be part of policy making in South Africa. I can actually be part of decision making, because also in the same breath, why is it there is decisions about women, but women are not part of those decisions?
I think also having women representing us in parliament and in leadership spaces, they can make decisions for women instead of men, like men deciding what women need, what women want, and things like that. So if there's more inclusivity in parliament, women being there, then we are also being able to be represented. Decisions that benefit us also being able to be made instead of just men making decisions for both women and men.
Sometimes people, they say that there is a bit of a gap between policy. Yes, policy is in place, but then the execution. Do you think that what is written down in our constitution translates to what's happening in our society, especially these days, as far as women's rights are concerned?
I think that there's a very big gap currently between what is written in our constitution and what we actually see on a daily basis. I am also very concerned about the fact that, yes, we have women leaders, female leaders in parliament, in politics, but oftentimes I have witnessed them enforcing patriarchy themselves, right? I think women can enforce patriarchy just as much as anyone. So if the policy that those women are passing is not actually representative of women's issues, it's of no use to us, really. So we need to make sure that we close that gap and that women in government, in parliament, in our political systems are actually there to represent women and not just the interests of those in power, specifically men.
Do these policies then speak to those issues and then create solutions that are sustainable, but moreover are ultimately, for women and encouraging and empowering them as well?
And right now I want us to speak about industries that are male dominated, such as construction, ukwakha, amamayini. What more needs to be done in order to open up space for women, especially for them to penetrate these industries?
What we've witnessed is a slow pace of gender transformation. That slow pace is influenced by the availability of policies that promote a safe and conducive space for women. So in the various industries, your mining sector, your engineering sector, although there are women, it's just the conditions are not safe and conducive for women to prosper. There's also barriers such as unpaid care work. So there's a number of issues that prevent women from progressing, investing in skills and training for women and various factors that could contribute towards creating that environment.
Seeing me, I'm in accounting, I'm doing accounting. So in spaces like finance, I think there is a lot of women, but also looking back at the factors that hold you back, most women don't reach the senior management level in finance. So I hear what you are saying, but also in the same breath, we are here and I believe that we can actually get in if the chance was availed to us.
Do you think that, us giving that women lawo mandla lawo wokuzimela uqobo lwabo, will that contribute to, us eliminating some of these social ills that we're facing as a country?
If we emancipate women's rights, then it shouldn't be a thing of, okay, you do it then. It should really be, I believe that you can do it, so do it. But I feel like right now it's a thing of, oh, since you can do mining, then do mining, as opposed to, let's include women in these social ills so that they can be eliminated and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be a thing of, okay, put her there since she wants to be there so bad, but rather be a thing of, okay, how do we support women? How do we back women up in taking up these spaces, in what they face in society every day? How do we support them?
I also think if we're going to have the conversation about emancipation of women, we also have to look at it from a intersectional point of view. We need to look at the emancipation of South Africans of color. We need to look at the class issues as well, because as long as those things remain barriers, then regardless of whether you're a woman or not, they will affect you, right?
How do we then celebrate a Women's Month, but in a meaningful way?
I think having intergenerational conversation is important, and having such conversation is important because you can't say that you want women to be in leadership, you want them to empower, but you're not giving them the access, you're not having conversation to uplift them. So giving them the opportunity to express themselves and being in such conversation, it helps because sometimes you want to speak about women, but women are not involved. So that, it takes away the fact of women being in power. So giving them the voice to speak up when they should speak up, and their voices shouldn't be, shut down, because in most cases we celebrate Women's Month, but you find that in the forefront there's no women, but we're celebrating Women's Month. So women should be given that platform to express themselves and be supported.
At the core of it is to begin to educate women about what we're going through, have these conversations, but moreover, intentional action, because democracy ultimately is an action word, and liberation has come to pass due to the actions of, the women 70 years ago. And so ultimately, action over everything.
Siyanamkela kwakhona nisabukele inkqubo i-Expressions. As we wrap up the show, we look at solutions. Senazo ke indwendwe zethu uDr Fatima naye kaloku mbukeli no uFatima and no Dr Vivian Xebe. Welcome back again. We are wrapping the discussion. Wow, kuhle kucwengile nizinzwakazi. Part of the work that you do, you're addressing period poverty. Into baluleke kakhulu kumanina oMzantsi Afrika, because xa sizawuthetha ngayo, it's beyond just a womb. I mean, this is an organ that carries life. Kumanina oMzantsi Afrika kutheni kubalulekile nje oku?
It is very critical. Period poverty is real. It is real, especially in the entire African continent. The lack of access to good quality pads is something that we should not even joke about. It's the reality that many of our people they're living with, our children are affected. I mean, if you look at the stats in South Africa alone, which I consider to be the America of Africa, the Europe of Africa, we still have more than 3 million girls that are missing 3 months of their schooling because they don't have pads. That's the reality. It's shocking. We still have young girls that are using braid, basebenzisa isonka, to pet themselves in South Africa. We're still having young girls that are using socks. It's happening in our country, and it's not that we don't know about this. We know about this. We know those children. They are our neighbor. But you know, the scary part is that what frustrates me most is that, especially in our country, or rather let me say in our continent, we ignore the fact that had it not been of a woman bleeding, humankind wouldn't be in existence.
Ngoba sisuka apha.
Exactly.
Ubomi buqala
Buqala
bubuye lapha singamanzi. Ibaluleke kakhulu lengxoxo futhi ngaske singaphinde futhi siyongezele sibe nexesha nje elona.
It needs the whole day.
It needs the whole day.
It needs the whole day.
Because I mean kukho into ethi Wathint umfazi Wathint Imbokodo. Lonto ikhombisa ubugorha bamanina omzantsi Afrika neAfrika iphela. Mhlambe kwinini eliqonda into okubana because ininzi izinto esizithwaxayo fumanisa into okubana baze bathi you have lost your spark as a woman. Inina elitsha elikhulayo elisijongile namhlanje liqonda bana I've lost my spark, ndizame yonke into, ndincamile sendiyobona phambili. Uthini ukumvusa?
Mntasekhaya akuna God, you know, Yehova ne. Kuqa amadolo and you pray. That's what I've always done. When I feel defeated, mandingayazi ukuthi mandenze kanjani na, my God is my answer. And when I speak to him, I know that he will deliver. And you must pray knowing that he will deliver. So everyone goes through izinto. Uzawufika amaxesha ungayazi noba wenza into right okanye wenza into right na, but prayer always, always. Vivian and I in our business, that's what we always do. We start our day in prayer. When we leave our office, even if we leave at 7 p.m., we make sure that we pray, and we pray for our office. We pray for the staff in our office. We pray for the women abenza lo msebenzi siwenzayo, because we've employed over 10,000 women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alala.
We've
And you are
employed over
proving
10,000.
that amanina singasebenzisana siyeke lento yokujongelana phansi.
Yes.
We fix each other's crown.
Yes.
I know that you'll be doing a lot of activations during this month upon Biyozela Manina. Niyawanemema amanina zintoni intshukumo okanye zeziphi intshukumo enezawuthi qolo nizenze kule nyanga?
We'll be giving our time, where we'll be having lots of talks, encouraging women, showing them that their dreams are valid.
Yes.
You know, there's a powerful saying, Fatima will add if Angisho, right? It says, Ipupu alifine.
Umnikazi
As a
saphila.
Aha,
Iphupha
that's it.
lifu umnikazi esaphila.
Yeah. For as long as you're still alive, it means your dreams
Still
are valid.
Yeah.
Magorhakazi sinothulela umnqwazi.
That's what will be,
eniwenzayo.
yeah.
Enkosi kakhulu ngokwabelana nathi, siyathemba into okubana natyele imbewu ezawumila idubule kumanina omzantsi
Sibulela
Afrika.
kakhulu.
Mbukeli, siyanishiya naye uZu ngengoma yakhe ethi Nobuhle. Happy Women's Month.
I'm yearning for your love. Ukon and I was I'm praying for your touch. Dictalo sondela. See something I can't help myself. I have to say, deep home and deep body, just the way you want. Mama, your face so was when